Hey guys, this is Leah, also known as Travel Leah, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm making a vlog for all you potential solo travelers out there or already solo travelers. I get a lot of questions about how you get the courage to travel by yourself, and people are like, oh, aren't you scared, etc. So I'm just gonna give you guys some tips today on how to make your transition into solo travel a lot easier, or just to give you guys some courage. So let's jump right in. So I got 5 awesome tips for you guys, but before I start, I just wanted to let you know I still get nervous whenever I travel. Every time before I go to my next destination, I get like butterflies in my stomach. I start to get a little bit of anxiety. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, just to know that it's okay to be nervous. You're going to different countries and you're by yourself, so it's okay to be nervous. I'm still always nervous, but of course I don't listen to those fears. I still go, but it's okay. It's okay. We're all nervous together. Number 1, this is super important, and it's research. Research the location that you're going to, but most importantly, research using like real life people. So a lot of people think that traveling is scary, and especially solo travel, because they're listening to the wrong outlets. They're like listening to all these news channels. First of all, the news only tells you what they want you to know, and especially in America, you know, the news really like condemns other countries. You know, there could be like one event there that happens in that country, and now it's like this huge travel advisory, but you know, there's no travel advisory for America, and we've had like how many mass shootings? Okay. What I'm saying is that to research with real life people. So whenever I do research, I research using YouTube videos, using blogs, going on Instagram, taking information from real life solo travelers who have had experience in those locations. And I think that's so much more valuable because they were there, and you can make sure to, you know, find somebody who was just recently there, so they have up-to-date information. But of course, still do some background using the web. Make sure you can still look up, you know, the crime rate in that area. Look up, you know, if there has been any, you know, crimes against tourists. Definitely still do that, but take the majority of your research from real life people. Second tip that goes along with people is to join a travel group on Facebook. I find this so helpful because it allows you to really like talk to other travelers. You can meet up with them. You can, it's just amazing. It's a great resource as well for travel tips and help you to also build your itinerary for that location. So for example, I'm in a couple like big just overall solo travel groups, and I will link them down below, sorry, in the description box. And like one of the big ones is like the Female Solo Travel Network. I'm sure that there's some for men as well. And then more specifically, whenever I know where I'm going, I'll join like a backpacker group or a solo traveler group for that location. So, you know, my last one was Sri Lanka, so I joined like 3 groups for Sri Lanka, because then you have access to people who are really there right then and there, so you can meet up with or get ideas from. But also, these are like-minded people, you know, like it's different solo traveling versus other traveling, and you want to get your information from fellow solo travelers. Make sure to join a travel group. The third thing is to stay in a hostel. So this is just advice for solo travelers who might be like shy already. You might not be already extroverted. Hostels kind of force you to be extroverted. Like you cannot stay in a dorm with 8 other people without talking to them, because they will talk to you whether you want to or not. They'll talk to you, and this is good. Even if you don't like to be bothered, it pushes you out of your shell, so then you can have people to hang out with. That's like a common theme in hostels. Like you stay in the hostel and, you know, all the people are like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? And you're like, I don't know. And they're like, well, I'm going here. Do you want to come with me? You know, so that's like a great way that if you're traveling alone and you're kind of scared to step out alone, and you just got to a country, you can stay at a hostel and you'll have a travel buddy straight off the bat. And if you don't, like me, I don't like to stay in hostels for a long period of time. So hey, you could just stay in a hostel for the first few nights when you travel, just so you can get comfortable with the country and you can, you know, find some travel buddies, and then you can branch off and go into an Airbnb or whatnot, or a more private accommodation. But it's just a great way to not be so nervous about going by yourself, because you won't really be alone, and so you have somebody. It's like a security blanket. Number 4, so this is kind of piggybacks off of researching, but it is to look up the scams for each location. So this goes back to like safety and stuff, and it just helps you to be more confident. Like once you know what's going on in that country, like you're not even as nervous anymore. So what I do is I like research the heck out of scams, so I know like I'm a pro once I get to that country. Like nobody can rip me off, you know. So, and you can look up those scams with blogs. You could literally just Google, you know, scams in Bali, scams in Thailand, etc., and you'll get a tons of blogs, YouTube videos, other articles to read. As a solo traveler, you are a #1 target, because they know that you by yourself, nobody has your back. So they're definitely gonna come for you for these scams. So make sure you know them by the back of your hand, and it'll make you feel so much more confident. Like you already know what tricks they have up your sleeve. So number 5, so this just goes along with, you know, whenever you travel by yourself, you might feel lonely, or you might fear feeling lonely. So my suggestion is, like, before you leave, make like a nice list of things to do. Like me, I don't like make itineraries anymore because I like to just go with the flow, but I make a list of like things, and I'll make a long list. It'll have like 10 to 15 things to do in that country. So then, you know, if I'm feeling lonely or bored, I got something to do, you know, to keep my mind off of it, so I don't have to like stress or anything like that. And it also, and once again, it goes back to that confidence, because you're prepared, you know what I mean? And being prepared will help you so much more with that anxiety or whatnot to travel. So make sure you have a list already ready before you go to that location. So those are some awesome tips for you guys just to get started, to get some courage to travel solo, and step out into the world alone. I hope that these help you. If you have any other tips for my followers, please comment down below in the description box. I'd like to hear it. Or if you are planning a solo trip soon, I also want to know where you're going, so comment down below in the comment section. And thank you guys so much for following and watching, and I hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.